I'm Geek here, and welcome back to another Survivalcraft 2 electrical tutorial. Today I will be showing you how to build a 30 by 30 piston door. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out where the center two blocks of the door are going to be. So I decided to build mine right here. So from this block you're going to go out 7 blocks like that, and then you're going to go over one more this way and then out 8 from there. And the door has 2 sides to it and a gap in the middle. It's going to be closed by another set of pistons. So we're going to go out another 7, back 1 like that. We got another 8 like that. We go to this other side, go out 7, go out 8 again like that. Same thing over here, 7, 8. This is going to be the bottom layer of our door when it's closed. Alright, so then we're going to come 8 blocks 8. So this is going to be the length of our piston when it's extended. So then we're going to go out 2, break that 1. So this is going to be where our piston goes. And it needs to be set to, it's need to be a strict pulling piston, and it needs to be set to max extension 8 blocks and pull count 8 blocks. We're also going to have one next to it with the same settings. And we're going to go over 3 like that and break out the middle one, so all 4 of these have to have the same setting. And we're going to go ahead and go up 30 tall on each of these. After you've built those 4 pistons up 30 blocks, you're going to take another set of pistons and set them to 7 blocks extension and pulling 2 blocks. Make sure these are all strict pulling pistons. You're going to place 30 of those in the middle of these, and then take another set and set them to 8 blocks extension. No, 7 blocks extension and only pulling 7 blocks. And those will go right there, 30 blocks, right there, 30 blocks out. After you have those 3 pistons built up 30 blocks, the next thing we're going to do is build this double piston extender, is basically what it is. So this piston right here in the middle of all these is going to have a row of blocks, or a column of blocks in front of it, just like this, all the way up. Now in front of that column, we're going to have alternating blocks like this and batteries like this, going all the way up 30 blocks. What's going to happen is when these 3 pistons here extend out, this row with the batteries in front of it will extend out and push the batteries to power this second set of pistons once it gets out here. That way it will push these blocks out further than a normal piston can extend. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this column and then show you the next step. Once you've done that, come around to the back of all the pistons. And on the back of every piston, put a wire through block all the way up. And once you've done that, go ahead and take whatever color wire you want and put wire on the back of all the wire through blocks. You have wires going all the way up all the backs of these wire through blocks. pick whichever side you want to be the back side. I recommend doing what we're about to do on the back side because it'll make that side 1 block thicker. Usually you want the thicker side to be hidden on the back of the door. So pick whichever side you want to be the back and go to, so this wire through block or this one, depending on which side you want to do the back. So I'm going to do this one. Go out 1 block to this way. And then take a wire through block, place it like that. Take 3 more blocks out this way. Go up 1 with a wire through block like that. 1 up, 1 and out. And then we're going to fill with the wire blocks all the way up to level with our top piston. This is going to power a delayed set of pistons that are going to push some of the blocks of the door over to hide the gap that's created by these being a block apart here. Once you have this column of blocks of wire through blocks going up like that, on this side of them facing in, we're going to take another set of strict pulling pistons, and you're going to set them to max extension of 1 blocks, but they need to pull 2. We're going to go off the side of this one, this wire block here, and we're going to go down 1, and then we're going to fill up all the way up to the top. Once you've got those pistons facing that way and built all the way up, you're going to come back here. We're going to put a delay gate here. I said earlier that these are the delayed pistons, but it's actually all of these that are delayed. We're going to put a delay gate, and then just a delay gate and set it to 1/4 of a second. We're going to have a NOT gate coming this way off this wire through block. This wire through block is going to be what's powering this half of the door. We're going to put a wire on top of it. We're going to bring wires over here like this to power all of these pistons off the delay. And then off this inverter, we're going to come over here. We're going to come down to power that piston. And we're going to fill all these all the way up. Right, then, so we're pretty much ready to do, we could go ahead and test 1/2 of the door. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is fill in all of the door blocks in the middle. So all of these blocks here need to be built up 30 blocks tall, so 29 more blocks up so that they'll be flush with these pistons. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Right, so earlier I told you to put in this NOT gate down here before we activated it, and you don't need to do that. I'm probably going to have a caption that warns you about this so that you don't have to deal with the same nonsense I did. But before you put this NOT gate, you're going to want to put a lever down here and activate it, which will cause only these pistons to extend and grab the blocks that they need to grab. And then you can go ahead and retract it and let them pull in the blocks they need to, that way that these pistons will grab the 2 blocks. Because these are strict pulling pistons, so I guess you could use just pulling pistons here. You don't have to use the strict ones. But since they're strict pulling pistons, when I did that inversion, it caused them to extend, and when I deactivated it, they wouldn't retract because they didn't have their blocks yet, so then these pistons couldn't extend out and grab the blocks they needed to do, so I ended up having to do some silly stuff to get them to retract properly. But I'm going to warn you about that so you don't have to deal with the same thing I did. So anyway, we have half of the door done now. You can see those pistons retract to pull in part of the door that blocks that gap, and then these double piston extenders, this pushes the batteries out to extend these secondary pistons, which extend these blocks way out here, so we can get a 30 by 30 door. Now for the next side, it's pretty much, well, it's exactly a mirror of this side. So I'm gonna come over here, just like we did earlier. Actually, it needs to be 8 blocks, just like we did earlier. 8 blocks to the first piston. And all these pistons need to be set to 8 and 8 right here. And the pistons in the middle need to be set to 7 and 2. Didn't set these on the outside right. Oh, those are right. It's weird. Anyway, so this needs to extend 8 and pull 8. This needs to extend and pull 8. And these two need to extend and pull 8. This needs to extend and pull 2. Extend 7 and pull 2. And then the 2 in front of these need to extend and pull 7. So I'm going to go ahead and put in these 30 blocks tall. Once you've got all 5 of those, oh, 6, no, 7, 7 of those pistons built up 30 blocks tall. We're going to go ahead and add in our column of batteries, just like we did earlier, just like this pattern right here, all the way up. Right, then come around the back, just like we did earlier. Put wire through blocks facing into the back of all these pistons, all the way up, and put wire on the backs of all of them. Right, now just like we did earlier, we're going to come down to this wire through right here and come out 3 this way, and then put our wire through block going down like that, and then 3 more blocks, and then another wire through block like that. And then this is where we're going to put another row of pistons. But remember, we're not going to activate them yet. And that's going to go up 30 blocks from one. Forgot to tell you, put this one down here, and then 29 up above that one. And then also, once you do that, go ahead and fill in these wire throughs going into those all the way up. And don't forget to put wiring down the back of all those wire through blocks too. So now we're going to run wires across here, but we're not going to put this NOT gate here yet. We are going to put this delay gate in, set it to 0.25 seconds, just like we did earlier, and then run this wire down there. We can go ahead and grab our lever, activate those, pull them in, and now we can put our inverter here, which goes and closes. Oh, I forgot a wire right there. That goes and closes that gap. So now we just need to connect the 2 sides together so they can activate and sync. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in a layer of blocks to be like a floor. If y'all are building this, y'all are probably already building it in a world with floor to build it on. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a floor and then show you how to wire them up. And so this next part is going to be a little bit different because you're going to have to decide how you want to do it a little bit, because you might not want to activate it from the same spot I'm going to. But I'm going to run a wire through block like that out of that wire through block. I'm going to run it across and down. That's not going to work there because that needs to be, I can't connect that. I'm going to have to drop it here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to run these over to an exclusive OR gate. Or the output of an exclusive OR gate. And I'll show you why we're doing that in a second. You need to run these. That way. There we go. Do an exclusive OR gate output. Just like that. Now the input into these exclusive OR gates are going to be our method of activation. So I'm going to go ahead and put a wire through right here. A lever on it. Then I'm going to put another one on the other side, going into the other side of the exclusive OR gate. Just like that. And that way, whenever you activate, but someone's not connected, right? Oh, yeah, that needs to be connected. That way, when you activate it from either side, see if we went through and we were on the other side, that needs to be connected. If we flick the switch, it will deactivate. So no matter which switch you hit, it will activate or deactivate it. So that's all I have today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like, and if you really enjoy it, make sure to hit the subscribe, and I'll see you next time.